Look, I like all of that stuff. You know, I'm serious. Like I've had green tree pythons when I had the store.
Right.
That was part of the reason why I did the reptile stores, because I wanted to play around with a lot of different species. And I mean, I love it all, man. I love retics. I love blood pythons. I love hognose. But early on, I realized that it would be better for me to focus, on one species, and I kind of compromised by doing two with the boas and the ball pythons. But I try to stay focused and I try to stay disciplined. I don't want to have a room full of 20 different. I just wanted to be really, really good at one thing. So that's why I'm focused on the ball pythons.
I think that kind of comes with, I'm not gonna lie, Ozzy. I think my first year I ended up I went from having when I was okay, I want to breed snakes. It was all about ball pythons, and then I ran into people on Facebook, got homies, got good friends with good importers. Next thing you know, I'm working with 11 different species.
Yeah, exactly.
It was all much, and honestly, that was the only point, Ozzy, where I would go in the mornings and go to my snake room and deal with so much different crap. That's when I was like, what the F am I doing, man? I'm tired of this. Yeah. And until I started deleting certain things. Okay, does it matter that I really keep this and breed this? I started getting really actual practical with myself. And, I ended up getting half that down. I still work with a good group of species, but it's more stuff that I'm dialed in with, I'm comfortable with. And, I don't know, I love them all, like you said. But there's certain ones that I just not at this point, I can't let go of yet. You know what I mean? I'll never let go of the ball pythons. Ball pythons is my foundation. That's something that it's just I enjoy watching ball pythons be bred and that whole thing. I'll always be a part of that. Too much cool stuff to make with ball pythons, so I'll never let go of that. But one thing I'm questioning is I don't think I'm capable for boas. I don't know. We'll see. This is my second year striking out, but like you said, it's gonna humble you, bro. So I'm just kind of I'm not expecting.
You can figure it out. I mean, but I just think. I think the thing with animals is, you have success with animals when you provide consistency for them. Get that routine down, and if you provide all their needs, they're going to thrive and do well for you. So, that was my thing early on. I said, I'm gonna focus on one species. I'm gonna develop my systems, and then I'm gonna be consistent. And with the ball pythons, I think I gravitated towards them because, again, like I said, it's just the combo potential is insane. I mean, you look at us, 20 years later, and we're still we're producing stuff every year that's just blowing us away, And I look at, guys like Justin, who, Justin started out around the same time as me, Mark Mandick and those guys. And those guys are still passionate, still excited about it because every year there's something new popping out.
Yeah.
So, I tell people, pick what you love, work with what you love, and, the rest will take care of itself.
I mean, you're right, because in a sense, if you're really working with what you love and you enjoy, that means you're having fun for the most part, right?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, last year, Ozzy, was my first year breeding ball pythons. And honestly, I was, what I was doing was something I was prepared for, but all I was doing was having fun, man. I remember everything I was pairing, I was like, man, this is, no matter what they breed, I'm going to get something cool. And I'm cool with that. Even if it's the worst case scenario, it's still something I want to see. And man, just having that mentality of no expectations, whatever happens, happens. As long as I'm giving this animal the care that it needs, something good should come out of it. You know what I mean? You just gotta get your hopes up and just keep going. You know what I mean? If it's not this year, it's next year. And I feel like longevity is the mindset you need to have. Am I right? You can't put a time frame on it. I feel like.
Nah, man. You just you take it day by day, and if you're having fun and you're enjoying yourself, then that's all that matters. So I don't know, man. It seems like right now I always have something to look forward to. Either I'm watching animals grow and develop as they grow, and again, I'm always working towards that really, really bright and clean adult. And I feel like every year I'm making more and more progress towards that end goal. So, you know, I stay excited. So
you need, man. That's something, you need that fire, right? You need to keep that fire inside because that's what keeps you moving. Man, let's talk about the like what was Ozzy before snakes, man? Like before any income came from breeding snakes, what were you doing before, man? Like what kind of individual were you? Like what kind of work did you have?
So I grew up in Brooklyn when I was a kid. You know, I grew up in Brooklyn in the 80s. So I grew up in Brownsville. So same neighborhood as Mike Tyson, Riddick Bowe.
So legend.
You know, old dirty bastard.
R.I.P.
You know what I mean? So that's when a bit of it, you know, got into a lot of trouble at a young age, but eventually I got out of New York and I moved down to Virginia. So I think I was 21 when I moved down here, and I didn't have anything. I had my clothes in a garbage bag. I think I had like a TV and a VCR. That was it.
Wow.
I didn't even have, like, my car didn't even have license and registration.
How old were you at the time? What age were you?
I was 21.
21, okay. 21 years old.
Yeah. So I came down here, got a job, started working my way through school, got my degree. And at that point, I kind of got back into the snakes, you know. I was married, and my ex-wife, she was terrified of snakes. So I couldn't get any snakes. We got divorced, so I was sitting around bumming out.
Damn.
And then I realized that, I can get some snakes now. So that's how I got back into the snake.
Like a light bulb went in your head. Oh, you're like, damn, wait a minute.
So when I left New York and I came down here, you know, I just came down here to try to get get a degree, get an education, and get a job. You know what I mean? And just, you know, kind of turn things around. And I've been grinding ever since I left New York. Ever since I came down here, I've been grinding, working hard. You know, graduated, started working in the biotech industry, had a really good career. I still consult. Nice. A lot of times when you see me, I'm in Europe or Korea or whatever, you know, that's usually related to my consultant work.
Wow. And
at the same time, I started doing Ozzy Boids as a hobby business, you know, and that's been very, you know, very lucrative, very productive, very rewarding on a personal level too. You know, I have friends all over the world.
Yeah, for real.
It's been a fun ride. So,
yeah, man.
Yeah. So
you could pretty much. I feel like you could travel. I mean, I know you could travel anywhere in the United States and be. I mean, you have people welcoming you with open arms, bro. Because you know this hobby, it's not that big community wise, but it's everywhere. Like everywhere. I mean, from what I know, for the most part, everyone breeds snakes. I mean,
it's growing. It's
growing. It's huge.
Yeah, the exotic. It's not just the snakes. It's the exotic pet industry.
Yeah, exactly.
It's growing. It's growing globally. It's the fastest growing segment of the pet industry. So that's why, like, you know, right now you got massive growth every year. It's massive growth. And more and more people that get exposed to the hobby, they get hooked because it's a pretty cool hobby.
Right.
And it, you know, and it's unique in a sense that you could have this little side hustle doing what you love and generating some extra income. So we're all really, really blessed because not a lot of people have that. Some people are into golf. They don't make any money from it. Nope. They're just spending money. So, you know, the fact that we have a hobby that we're passionate about, you know, we're pretty fortunate. So, yeah, that's why I always talk up the hobby. And it doesn't have to be snakes. I mean, you could be breeding, you know, geckos or whatever. You know, if you're passionate about it and you put a lot of time and effort into it, you can make a name for yourself. You know, there's a lot of guys out there that are known for chondros, you know, that are known for emeralds, right? They focus on that one species and, you know, they're selective with the animals that they breed. And over time, they develop an amazing collection and they don't have a problem selling their animals. So
exactly. It all comes with time, man, for sure. Like you're right. It's just
patient. But if you're passionate, you know, if you're passionate about it and you enjoy it, you know, you're going to do it day in and day out. You're not going to get tired. You're not going to get bored. You're not going to get, some guys get into it for a couple of years, then they get out. It's just a phase. But yeah. For me, I'm hardcore, man. I'm obsessed.
I feel you. I mean, this ain't for everybody, but the ones who are in this, man, they ain't no turning back.